Welcome Doctor Who fans old and new. For today's episode of 7 Little Things, we're going to be looking at the 1984 story Warriors of the Deep. Number 1. Election Dysfunction. The production of this story was hampered by the announcement of the then Conservative government in Britain of an incoming general election. For American viewers, that's the equivalent of a presidential election. As a result of this, BBC production resources were quickly diverted to coverage of the run-up of this big event. This goes some way to explaining the poor quality of the final outcome. Rush rehearsals, last-minute props and single takes of standard scenes all led to what's considered to be a pretty meh visual outcome. I've got to say that's quite disappointing because I do maintain the story for this is pretty solid. Number 2. Body flop. I must admit, I always thought this was a dummy prop. When I first watched it, when I rewatched it as an adult, even when I rewatched it a few weeks ago for this, I thought it was a dummy prop. Even when I found out it was stunt double Gareth Milne, I still believed it to be a dummy prop. It just looks really odd. Number 3. Mood lighting. Much of the criticism of this story comes from Peter Smee's very bright set lighting. This was very likely due to the production issues already mentioned, but in reality a working sea base would have very good lighting, wouldn't it? You need it to see a leak. Writer Johnny Burns said of the end product, "I was very specific in my description of the base. Rusting, leaking, virtually forgotten by all except those on board. The atmosphere and look was something like Alien, with the Myrka essentially a lurking deadly presence waiting to reveal itself. But in a scene from episode 4 we're treated to, albeit only for a few seconds, what the light setting could have been for this story. I wonder if this had been the lighting standard across the series, people would have been fonder of this story. Maybe, maybe not." Number 4. That fight. The fight between the Myrka and the character played by Ingrid Pitt has got to be up there with the absolute worst and embarrassing Doctor Who scenes ever played out. Ingrid Pitt blamed the camera angle. Not too sure about that, Ingrid. Number 5. Bra. The how, what, why and when are never explained, but Tegan acquires a bra between episode 1 and 2. I can't give you any more than that really. Number 6. Rent-a-Myrka. There's a delicious rumour that the uncredited operators of the Myrka were actors William Perry and William Asquith. They were the dual operators, or puppeteers if you like, of Dobbin, the horse from cult classic Rent-a-Ghost. Now I love this fact because I love Rent-a-Ghost and I love Dobbin. If you put the scenes next to each other, it's pretty believable. Number 7. Farewells. It was during the production of this story that both Peter Davison and Janet Fielding announced to producer John Nathan Turner that they planned to leave at the end of this production block. I often wonder what could have been the clincher for them to decide to leave. Thanks for watching and I really do appreciate you staying this long. If you did enjoy this, go and check out my channel for lots more Doctor Who related nonsense. And if you really liked it, give me a like and a subscribe. It really does motivate me to do more.